What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's second video. In today's second video, we're going to take a look at XRP and what it's doing on the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, and also the XRP Bitcoin chart to see if we can find any clues on what is going to happen next for XRP. All right, so let's not waste any time here and jump straight on into the 4-hour chart here. As you guys can see, we obviously just did have a massive run up for XRP. Just starting off, just from April 5th, we saw about a 223% move for XRP. So we are definitely due for some type of a consolidation, not so much maybe a dip, but definitely a consolidation. But we're going to start with the 4-hour time frame and work our way up here. So as you guys can see, we are forming either, so it could be either a falling wedge, or you could kind of draw it as a possible bull flag too, depending on where you want to call it. I think the wedge makes a little more sense. But I do think we can go a little bit lower here for XRP. The reason why is because obviously we had a big run up, and I think we do have to go a little bit lower here and kind of consolidate a little bit, right? We went up very, very fast. But just to take a look at what our measure move target is for falling wedge. So our measure move target out of a falling wedge is the top of the wedge. Now, this could continue on for a while, right? We could extend this wedge out for a little bit and actually stay in this wedge for a continued period of time, right? We could realistically drop all the way down into the 140s and still stay in this wedge. So I do believe we're going to go a little bit lower, and I'm going to show you guys exactly where my targets are on the daily chart coming up next. But I first wanted to show you this 4-hour chart. Now you guys can see the 4-hour EMA has been pretty big for us for XRP. We tend to get a bounce off this on our way up. We recently dipped down below it, tried to get back above it, and then got rejected, and we're still sitting below that 4-hour EMA. So until we get a close above that, I'm still pretty short-term bearish on the 4-hour chart. Now, switching on over to the daily chart, we did get a rejection at about that about that $1.90 mark. And if we look left, it's a decent resistance, right? We don't have much resistances left for XRP, but you can see here, this was our previous support on our first dip down back in 2018. So makes sense why we got a little bit of a rejection there. But you guys can see looking left on the daily, we don't have much left. Really, it's our all-time highs and maybe a little bit at like 212. But other than that, not a lot of resistances left on the daily chart, which is really good. Now, where I think we could be correcting to, which a lot of altcoins tend to correct to on their moves up, is our 20-day moving average. Now, XRP hasn't been the best indicator on where we pull back to, but generally speaking, the 20-day moving average is where most altcoins tend to come back down to on their big pumps up. Right now, that sits at about $1.21. Now, I do not believe we're going to dump all the way back down to $1.21, but as you guys know, it's a daily moving average. So this is going to move up every day that goes by, and we could just continue down in that wedge, like we drew earlier, down to it, right? And then continue up, more so as a downwards sideways action, kind of like this. We come back down here, something like this, and we come back down, retest that 20-day moving average and move up. That tends to be the case for a lot of altcoins. Like I said, not so much for XRP, because XRP had a bunch of funky price action here with the lawsuits and all that stuff. So, but generally speaking, it's more of a pretty defined structure based on the 20-day moving average. So look out for that on the daily time frame. Obviously, we did dip because we had some bearish divergence, right? We had higher lower lows on the RSI and higher lows in price, higher highs on price action and lower lows on the RSI, which did force us to come back down in the daily time frame. So once again, that bearish and bullish divergence kind of works out in our, and not so much in our favor this time if you are an XRP holder, but if you're looking to scoop some XRP, hey, once we get back into the 140s, 150s, that might be the time to buy an XRP. Now, switching over to the weekly chart, let's take a look at our Fibonacci extension targets. You can see our first big pump up candle went right up to our 382 Fibonacci, and our second one went right up to our 0.5 Fibonacci. So what we can expect probably on the weekly is maybe a week or two of consolidation like we've been talking about. And then our next moves up for XRP on the weekly are looking at the 0.618 Fibonacci at about 244, and then our 786 Fibonacci at about 310. And then obviously we have our 1 Fibonacci at our all-time highs right around 384. So those are our next 3 targets for XRP on the weekly time frame. Obviously, we're not going to shoot straight up into those, right? Even though in 2017, once we started getting parabolic, we did start really, really going. But even during 2017, we did come back down and retest our 10-week moving average on that way down. So you can see our 10-week moving average currently is sitting all the way down here at about 82 cents. So we do, I think, need to let that catch up to us. Obviously, if we consolidate here for a week or two, this is going to move up pretty fast, and we should be able to hit that and then move on up higher. That 10-week moving average is very, very important level for our altcoins during this current cycle, okay? So everything looks pretty good on the weekly here. Like I said, this is pointing to definitely a consolidation period for me as well. Now switching over to the XRP Bitcoin chart. This is where it gets interesting, right? We know back in the past, every time XRP gets a pump, it starts with kind of a falling wedge. And you can see that this falling wedge is playing out once again. Let me just fix this one. So yeah, our falling wedge is playing out once again. You can see we had one down here in 2014. We got a big pump for XRP right here, right? We got another one in here in 2015 to 2016. We got another big pump to the upside there, right? And you can even draw one inside of here, but that one's a little bit tight in there, but so we're not going to draw that one. But you still have another falling wedge in there, and obviously you can see we're right on the verge of breaking out of this current one. You guys know what's happened the last two times, really 3 times. We've gotten these falling wedges, and we broke into the upside. Obviously, big gains. Now I don't expect to see something like we saw back there. But if we were to do something like that, that would be like an 800% gain on Bitcoin. Like I said, guys, I did not see that happening, right? But I could definitely see a little mini pump on the XRP Bitcoin ratio, okay? So hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to keep sticking to these shorter term videos because you guys, really the shorter snippet videos, you guys seem to like these. So also leave a like on the video if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the live stream coming up later.